Hello, my good viewers. You are welcome to another edition of our program. Mac Media wants to talk about this injustice system in Nigeria amongst the ethnic groups. It is observed recently and ever since the amalgamation of Nigeria that the victims of injustice in Nigeria remains the Igbos. This has been properly explained by the former military president, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, in his book. He was explicit and declared the view and the sentiments being held against the Igbos. But that is not what we are going to look now. We are going to look at what injustice is within the Nigerian judicial system and also Nigerian system of treating the Igbos. But before we go on, we would like to know the meaning of justice. There is difference between justice and injustice within a society. And that society, when it comes to Africa, concerns Nigeria. And when it comes to Nigeria, that is divided into three major ethnic groups or regions in the old system, which everyone recognizes as Northern Nigeria, Eastern Nigeria, and Western Nigeria. The Northern Nigeria comprises of many tribes, of which the major known ones are the Hausas, the Fulanis, and the Middle Belters. Within the Yoruba enclave, that is the Western region, they operate on one language, Yoruba. A Southeastern region, comprising of the Igbos as the major ethnic group, and the other groups, like the Jaws, Efik, Bibios, etc., etc. All these are part of the old Eastern region of Nigeria, from the time Britain demarcated what is today called Nigeria. They demarcated it first and amalgamated it again to create economic and a political control. Then what is justice? Justice is legally defined as ethical and philosophical idea that people are to be treated impartially, fairly, properly, and reasonably by the law, that no harm befalls another, and that where harm is alleged, a remedial action is taken. Both the accuser and the accused receive a morally right consequence merited by their actions. That is the meaning of legal justice. On the other hand, justice is also described as a legal structure or system that is designed to judge in a general sense who should be accorded a benefit or a burden when the law is applied to a person's factual circumstances. That is what justice means. But when we talk of the injustice, what is the meaning of injustice? Injustice simply is defined in a lower term as unfairness. Indeed, unfairness. The term may be applied in reference to a particular event, situation, or to a larger status quo. That is what it means. In the absence of justice, unfairness is the result. In Nigerian context, there are four types of injustice: social injustice, economic injustice, political injustice, and Structural injustice. These are the key injustices found in Nigeria today. All these are based on tribalism and discrimination. The question is, what is the political injustice of Nigerian government? The injustice involves violation of individual liberties, including denial of voting rights or due process, infringements on rights to freedom of speech or religion, and inadequate protection from cruel and unusual punishments. These are the key things that is taking place in Nigeria today. This brings us to what the title says: Igbos, the victims of Nigerian injustice system. 3 events took place in Nigeria. One is the banditry, the Boko Haram, and the Fulani Hismen killing, displacing their victims, taking over their lands, placing taxes on them, kidnapping all over the Nigerian state, including killings in other regions, with the man who helped them to collect the ransoms, Alhaji Sheikh Gumi. In the southwest, the separatist movement want to have a Yoruba nation and stop the killings of the Yorubas by the Fulani Hismen, bandits, ISWAP, and Boko Harams that maraud all over the nation. The same applies to southeastern region. IPOB, based on the marginalization, the killings, the inability of the Nigerian security to stop the killings of innocent citizens within the old eastern region, decided to request for a referendum to enable them opt out of Nigeria, since there is no security, there are no development, there are marginalization, and the total neglect of the southeastern region, especially the southeast, where they believe need no development but punishment. Of all these 3 groups and their activities, the one that irritates the federal government of Nigeria, controlled by the north and the west, is that of the indigenous people of Biafra. This is because that is where their wealth are located. In April 2022, the Yoruba nation was declared by one of their active leaders, Mrs. Onitiri Dugbe Abiola. Previously, the leader of the Yoruba nation, Mr. Sunday Ademo Igboho, was also declared wanted and was charged with treasonable felony and terrorism, and was later discharged.
Gained freedom from the Beninese authorities. Lawyer to the embattled agitator Yomi Aliyu confirmed to TVC News in a phone interview earlier that Sunday Igboho was released on Malami's order. The Yoruba agitator had fled from Nigeria in July 2021 following a nocturnal invasion of his Ibadan residence by operatives of the Department of State Services. The DSS claimed they discovered AK-47 rifles, pump-action guns, and 5,000 rounds of ammunition, charms, and other weapons in his house. In a video shared online, Sunday Igboho appreciated those who came to his aid during his ordeal in Benin Republic.
I give special thanks to President Talon of Benin Republic and to all members of his cabinet. My gratitude goes to my hero father, Professor Banji Akitoye, and Professor Wole Soyinka for the support in the course of the struggle. My God reward you, Baba, for your standing courageously for Yoruba nation and for me. You promised to stand by me through my ordeal in Benin Republic, and you have fulfilled your promise. I will not forget to appreciate former President Olusegun Obasanjo Babayo, Adebanjo for their roles. Even though only God gives freedom, let me use this opportunity to say thank you to all.
Pelumi.
The bandits, the Boko Harams, Eswaps, Fulani Hismen, and their spokesperson, Alhaji Sheikh Gumi, all of them have been within the country and no one has been charged for terrorism or any other act of insubordination to the Nigerian state. Then, for those in the southeastern region, the indigenous people of Biafra, the leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya, while the second leader was forced to be arrested in Finland by Nigerian government. That is Nigerian justice. And that is the injustice everyone talks about in Nigeria. No one has ever extradited Mrs. Onitri, who declared Yoruba nation, and her army invaded Oyo State House, which they regarded as temporary headquarters of the Yoruba nation. Then let's go back to what we define as injustice. What moral mind would the federal government of Nigeria and the churches have to try the leaders of indigenous people of Biafra, while both Gumi and Mrs. Onitri and those of the Yoruba nation are set free? Again, in the judicial system, the Yoruba nation invaders and the declarants were not taken to federal government or federal court for their case to be determined for terrorism, treasonable felony, and other charges related as mentioned. Why are they being judged or tried in their various states rather than federal government, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being tried or being detained or being harassed at the federal level, as well as Mazi Simon Njoko Epa, whom government of Nigeria forced Finland to arrest? Where are the moral justice? Where are the equality of law? Where are the non-discriminatory behavior of the government of Nigeria? During Buhari's regime, he ignored the activities of the Boko Haram, Fulani Hismen, the Gumi collecting money for the Fulanis, and all whatnot. None of them were brought to book. List of Nigerians, especially from the north, sponsoring Boko Haram, were sent to Nigerian government for persecution. None of them were arrested. None of them were persecuted. That is Nigeria under the north. Then Nigeria under the southwest of Nigeria, for which Ahmed Tinubu is the president. He ignored Onitri's case, has never asked for extradition because his activities as well engineered Mrs. Onitri to act, as well as other groups like Igbos, Banji, and all the rest of them, when he began his campaign in 1997, that he does not believe in Nigeria. You don't put bad words into the mouth of children thinking that it will not continue. He activated their mind in 1997 and also during his political campaign between 2022 to 2023. The outcome was the declaration of the Yoruba nation. Of all these, none of them have been subjected to any federal court for trial, but their eyes are all on Igbos. This means Buhari came against Igbos, Tinubu came against Igbos. These are the key discriminatory attitudes of Nigerian system. The injustice being meted to the Igbos because of the hatred, because of the tribal sentiment, because they do not want to have them come closer to the federal government system of Nigeria, and yet they are punishing them but taking away their mineral resources, supported by some foreign elements. There is no doubt that everyone now is aware that every ethnic group's eye of displaying their injustice system on the Igbos and the Biafran state has gone wide. It has become a national issue. It has become international issue. Although the world keep blind eyes on this, but they open their eyes when those who are being discriminated react against what they are being done to them. That is where they start running hater-skater, calling allies those who enjoy the benefit of those being discriminated against, of those being mistreated, of those who are put to trials. With this very explanation and little in depth of what Nigerian system is bringing against the Igbos from time to time, we come to the end of this very program. It is a widely known issue as well, but all we are trying to do is to bring to light once again, remind people of what Nigerian state controlled by the northerners and the southwesterners are to the southeasterners. This will bring us to the prelude of the tribal trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa in Finland. Tribalism, religious sentiment, and also hatred against Igbos are the key in these cases. With this, we come to the end of this very program. We ask you to subscribe, like, share, till we come to you once again. Bye.